All right, so this next part is solving triangles. So the main thing here is to draw them out. And remember what I told you in class, if it's an ASS triangle, I do not expect you to solve it. Just tell me if it has 0, 1, or 2 solutions. Okay, so let's look at number 3. And I'm going to try to do this right here. I know they don't give you a lot of room here. So you have ABC. It says B is 72. C is 82. And then little b is 54. Okay, so what have I got here? Let's see what kind of triangle I have. I have a side, then I have an angle, and I have another side. So I have side, angle, side, which means this is not ASS, so they do expect me to solve the whole triangle. Okay, so the first thing I can find really easily is I can find myself angle A. Let's highlight that in a different color, sorry. I can find angle A. So angle A, I could just quickly find by subtracting from 180. So it's 180 minus 72 minus 82. And that's going to give me 26 degrees. Okay, so I found angle A. Now I need to find the other two sides. Because I have an angle and an opposite side, notice I have an angle and an opposite side, I can use law of sine. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to go sine of 72 over 54 equals, and then I could do like sine of 82 over the opposite side. So sine of 82, the opposite side here would be C. Okay, and you guys solving this, again, I'm just going to cross multiply 54 sine 82, and then divide by the remaining one, which is the sine of 72. Make sure that you are in degrees, otherwise you're going to get funky answers. So 54 sine of 82 divided by sine of 72. And you guys, for that, I got about 56.2. So little c is 56.2. So that's this guy. Almost done solving. I still need to find side A. I can do that the same way. So I could set this up here. I can go the sine of 72 over 54. That was my given. And then I can go equals the sine of angle A this time is 26 over side A, which would be this guy. And again, solving that, I'm going to cross multiply 54 sine 26, all divided by the sine of 72. I'm plugging that in. Sine of 72. Make sure I plugged it in right. I got 24.9. So little a is 24.9. All right, so I just found all the angles, all the sides, so I'm done. All right, let's look at number 4. So number 4, he'll draw my triangle here to give myself more room. So I have ABC. B is 35. A is 24. And little b is 6. Okay, so what do I have this time? Let's see what kind of a triangle this is. So I have an angle, a side, and a side. So you guys, because this is the ASS case, I'm not going to ask you to solve it. I just want you to tell me if it has 0, 1, or 2 solutions. Okay, so let's try. So the way we do that, we just start solving the triangle, right? And I can use law of sines again. So I'm going to go sine of 35 all over 6. So it's your angle over the opposite side, right? Equals, now I have to find angle A because I have its opposite side. So I'm going to say sine of A all over 24. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and solve for sine of A by cross multiplying and dividing by 6. And remember, to find the A, to get rid of that sine, I'm just going to take the sine inverse. So it's sine inverse of 24 sine of 35 all over 6. Okay, so putting that into my calculator, second sine inverse of 24 sine of 35 divided by 6. Okay, so you guys, this thing gave me an error, which is okay. That means there's no solution. Okay, so basically this means that you cannot draw a triangle that looks like this, okay? Oh my gosh, my eye is really, really itchy. Okay, let's look at number 5. All right, number 5, let's draw the triangle over here. Step ABC. little a is 2.5, little b is 5, little c is 4.5. Okay, so this is a side, side, side triangle. So for this one, you have to actually solve the whole thing, right? Now, the way that we do this is if you have a side, 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 maybe write this down somewhere. Okay, make sure that you always find the biggest angle first. All right, so who's the biggest angle here? I think I did this one in class with you guys. The biggest angle is angle B because that's the biggest side, right? So let's go ahead and do that. Now on this one, I do not have an angle on the opposite side, so I have to use law of cosines. So because I'm looking for angle B, I'm going to use the one that starts with b squared equals a squared plus c squared minus 2ac cosine of b. So plugging that in, I'm going to get 5 squared equals 4.5 squared. Sorry, it's going to have it backwards. It doesn't really matter though. Little a is 2.5 squared. Little c is 4.5 squared minus 2 times 2.5, 4.5 cosine of b. Make this a little bit bigger so you guys can see it better. Okay, and then you guys remember on this one right here, you want to make sure that you break this up separate from this, right? You cannot combine those together because of the cosine of b. So doing the first part, 2.5 squared, 2.5 squared plus 4.5 squared, I'm going to get that this is 26.5 minus, and doing this, 5 times 4.5, that gives me 22.5 cosine of b. Okay, again, I cannot combine the 26.5 and the 22.5 because the 22.5 has a variable attached to it. So if I subtract 26.5 from both sides, I'm going to get negative 1.5 equals negative 22.5 cosine of b. And then if I divide by negative 22.5, a negative over a negative is a positive. And then if I want to find the angle B, I'm just going to take its cosine inverse. Okay, so plugging that in, second cosine inverse of 1.5 divided by 22.5. I got 86.2. So I got that angle B is 86.2 degrees. Okay, now that I have an angle, I do not have to use law of cosines anymore. I can use law of sines. So let's go ahead and do that, okay? So let's do like sine of 86.2 all over 5 equals, and let's say I want to find angle C, so sine of C over its opposite side is 4.5. Okay, and doing that, you guys are going to get sine of C equals, again, we're going to cross multiply. And then I'm going to divide by the remainder. So I have, and then I'm going to go ahead and take its sine inverse. So C is just the sine inverse of all of that. Okay, so second sine of 4.5 sine of 86.2. That all divided by 51. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. Hang on a second. I got 5.05. So I got angle C is 5.05. That does not sound right. Let me try that one more time. Hang on a second. Sine of 86.2 over 5 is sine of C over 4.5. Okay, second sine of 4.5. Oh, I know what I did wrong. I plugged in 51 instead of, I plugged in a 51. That was a 5. Gosh dang it. There's not enough room here, so this is kind of messing me up. 4.5 sine of 86.2. All of that divided by 5, not 51. Good grief. Okay, I got 63.9. That sounds a little bit better. So C is 63.4 degrees or something like that. Okay, so this is 63.4. Now the last step is to find angle A, and you just subtract from 180. So you get 180 minus 63.4 and then minus 86.2. And I got about 30.4. Okay, so there's all your angles. That was a pain. All right, let's look at C. So again, let's draw my triangle somewhere off to the side here so I have more room. I have A, B, C. C is 43, A is 22.5, and B is 31.4. Okay, so gosh dang it, I have a side angle side, which means I have to solve the whole thing, but that's okay. But you guys, on this one, I do not have an angle and an opposite side, so I'm going to have to use the law of cosines again. So for this one, because I have angle C, I'm going to start by finding side C. So I'm going to use the equation law of cosines, C squared equals A squared plus B squared minus 2AB cosine of C. So I'm going to get C squared equals 22.5 squared plus 31.4 squared minus 2 times 22.5 times 31.4 times the cosine of C, which is 43. Now the nice thing about this is that it's already solved for C, so all I have to do is take the square root of all of that and just plug it into my calculator exactly the way I see it. So I'm going to get second square root of 22.5 squared plus 31.4 squared minus 2 times 22.5 times 31.4, and then cosine of 43 degrees. All right, let's see what we get. 21.4. So C is 21.4. So now that I have C, now I can use law of sines to find the rest, right? So let's go ahead and do it. So I have sine of 43 all over 21.4 equals, and then pick an angle to find, maybe like angle A. So I would have sine of A all over 22.5. Okay, again, you'll have sine of A equals cross multiply and divide. And then again, you guys, to find this, you're looking for the angle, so you want to take the sine inverse of all of that. So plugging that in, I'm going to get second sine inverse of 22.5 times the sine of 43 divided by 21.4, and I got 45.8. So I got angle A equals 45.8. Sorry for the change of colors. So this right here is 45.8. Okay, now the only thing I'm missing is angle B, but again, that's easy to find angle B. All you have to do is subtract from 180. So it's 180 minus 43 minus 45.8. 5.8. So 180 minus 43 minus 45.8, and I got 91.2. This guy is 91.2. Okay. All right, let's see if they can give us an easier one here. Okay, what have we got on 7? So again, let's draw out the triangle. So I have ABC. I have angle B is 150. I have little c is 10 and little b is 30. Okay, I like this one because this is an angle side. This is an ASS triangle. So again, all you have to do on these is tell me if it has 0, 1, or 2 solutions. So let's go ahead and do this one. So I'm just going to start solving. I'm going to go sine of 150 over 30 equals, and you guys, I'm forced to find angle C, right? So it's sine of C over 10. So I'm going to have sine of C equals cross multiply and divide, and then take the sine inverse. So I'm going to get that angle C is 10 times the sine of 150. I didn't do sine inverse, dang it. Sine inverse of 10 sine of 150. That whole thing divided by 30. And you guys, this time it actually did give me an answer. It gave me that angle C was about 9.6 degrees, okay? Which is totally fine, which just means that I'm not going to have 0 solutions, right? I'm either going to have 1 or 2. So this is how I need it written up. After you find that, check for another solution. So I'm going to find the supplement of angle C, which is 180 minus 9.6, right? So if you do 180 minus 9.6, you're going to get 170.4. So angle C, the other one, could be 170.4 degrees. Now the question is, you guys, the first angle C totally worked. This one's good to go. But this is the question mark. I don't know if this is actually possible. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that and I'm going to plug it into here and see if it actually works. If this is 170.4, could that be a triangle? No, because this angle and this angle are bigger than 180 when you add them up. So to justify this, I want you to write 150 plus 170.4 is greater than 180, which means this does not work, and therefore you have only one solution. You guys, I need to see this sentence in there to give you some points, okay? All right, let's look at number 8. Okay, so this one, triangle ABC, B is 33, little a is 27, little b is 22. Okay, look at that. I like this one. I have angle, side, side. Okay, so again, with the angle, side, sides, just tell me if you have 0, 1, or 2 solutions. So let's start solving. Sine of 33 over its opposite side equals, this time I'm being forced to find angle A, so sine of A all over 27. So sine of A, I'm going to cross multiply and divide, and then take its inverse. So let's see what A equals. So if I plug this in, I'm going to have second sine 27 sine of 33 divided by 22. And that gives me 41.9. So I got angle A is 41.9 degrees. So again, because I got an answer, that means I'm not going to have 0 solutions. Now check for another answer. So I'm going to find the supplement of angle A. Again, that's 180 minus 41.9. 41.9. Okay, so for that I got 138.1. So it's saying that angle A could be 138.1. Now you guys, one more time. This right here is definitely an answer. This supplement guy, that's the one that you're not sure about. That's the one you have to test out. So I'm going to take angle A, I'm going to plug it into there. Could this be 138.1? Well, in this case, it could, because the 33 plus the 138.1, 33 plus 138.1 is less than 180, which means that this is good. It leaves room for that third angle. So you write, therefore, it has 2 solutions. Okay, do you guys see the difference between the two? Make sure you go over those because those are on your test. Okay, so I'm going to stop the video and then make another one for the rest.